Going live, going live. Johnny 5 is alive. What's going on, guys? Kicking off the holiday season this month with Halloween. Hello, everyone. I hope I did my makeup right today. Um, Welcome to Tully Television, Thursday night streams, where we weekly try to gather around and talk about random news. Oh, God. This mask is ridiculous in my eyes. It's fucking hot too. I hope you guys can hear me through the mask. Anyway, I'm not gonna have this on the whole time, but I thought I'd be a bit funny. Start off the stream with this on, being we are in the month of Halloween. But before we get into all that, thank you so much for stopping by, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that beautiful YouTube stuff. And if I have yet to earn your subscription, please subscribe down below. And if you don't like what you see, you can always unsubscribe. But only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. Only together. But as I said, being that's the first week the first week of the Halloween season, so to speak, even though Halloween is one day out of the month, I like to celebrate Halloween all through the month. It's one of the few holidays I wait for. And yeah, all right. I'm going to take this off, I think, in a few minutes. But yeah, what is your guys' favorite Halloween? What is your guys' favorite Halloween movie? I hope that you guys love Halloween just as much as I do. It's an awesome, awesome holiday. I love being scared. That was, ugh. But yeah, I want you guys to tell me down below what your favorite holiday, Halloween holiday movie is. But mine, I have to say, I would have to say mine. That's a good one. Sorry, I was distracted by a conversation I was having on Facebook. Someone always getting butthurt over a conversation about something, and I try not to get too much involved in current things like that because no matter what, people are always going to get mad about your opinion on something, and sometimes it's really annoying because what I found in the world, as a quick uh, divergence of this Halloween thing that I want to try to talk about, I noticed that when people start to try to have a conversation um, about certain opinions that they may have or certain questions about certain topics they may have, that uh, because you don't have the opinion that they have or the experience that they have, um, then you're automatically a trash bag. And that's kind of what happened here in this conversation I was having before getting on this live. I find that when it comes to, there's always like two or three subjects of conversation that happen that get people really butthurt if you don't agree with them or don't have uh, the same vernacular as they do or the same thought process they do. Usually falls under religion, um, politics, and sexual things. like sexual orientations and stuff like that. And I posted a meme on one of these said topics, and I wrote that this conversation is a trap because, um, again, you can sit here and not really be experienced or knowledgeable in something and just be like, well, in my experience, X, Y, and Z, but that's just what I've experienced. And then it's automatically you hate that thing, you hate everyone that does that thing or has experience with that thing. And it's like, you know, they start doing what they're accusing you of doing, which is being like, for lack of a better term, prejudiced. You know what I mean? You can sit there and be like, well, I don't understand this, right? And I don't need to understand it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't need to understand anything for somebody to do what they want to do and live their life. You know what I mean? I don't need to understand it. I don't want to understand it because I got enough of my own shit going on. You know what I mean? Where you want to do whatever the fuck you want to do, go right the fuck ahead. You know what I mean? I never got that segregation or separation of certain people based on anything because everyone has an equal right to be miserable in their life. You know what I mean? With the decisions they decide to make in their life, and um, yeah, so dumb, so dumb. But yeah, back to Halloween stuff. I this week I wanted to talk a little bit about Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street was one of my first um, real horror movies that I really liked, and it scared me. To me, it was one of the scariest movies I watched as a kid, and you get the first appearance of Johnny Depp in a movie in Nightmare on Elm Street. Believe it or not, if people aren't too familiar with that, Johnny Depp, his first movie was Nightmare on Elm Street, and he, did a great job. Obviously, because he's been around for a dog's age. I Tell me about it. Eternally Grateful Seas. I just love Halloween too. Everything about fall is awesome, in my opinion. Um, you got to break out the great sweaters and hoodies. You get to have, you can start having hot chocolates. You can have a nice little walk with your loved one. Like outside and enjoy the changing of the leaves. It gets darker sooner. It becomes night sooner. The sun sets earlier, and then you can snuggle up in the bed and watch movies with your family or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is that you call each other. Um, you know what I mean? Whatever designation you are. Um, Everyone's just trying to just enjoy some companionship and what have you. And I think that not Halloween, well, Halloween, yes, but like October, November, the fall season is definitely, um, you know, a fun time for me. My mother bought me the VHS tape at Caldors when I was a little kid. I was sick. And what better way to feel better than watch that movie? Great memory. Yes. Yes, that is actually a great memory. My mother was always a little iffy on some of these horror movies when I was younger. For an example, uh, we had this little video store around the corner that we used to rent movies from, and duh, and yes, folks, before there was actual streaming services, we had to get physical copies of the movie from a video store where they would rent them out to you. And I had gotten this one movie called 976 Evil. Okay, now the whole premise on that was based off of like 900 numbers were starting to become really popular around that time, and 900 numbers mainly were for people to call up and listen to dirty talk, from people. Sometimes you'd get like a 900 number that would tell you sports scores, or uh, I knew of one growing up where it would give you like wrestling rumors and stuff like that. But yeah, so the movie was based off of that trend, the 900 number. So it's called 976 Evil, and what you do, I guess, is call the number and say the name of the person that you didn't like, and then they wound up dying, and then people start making a connection to it. But in the movie, when I was watching it with my mother and my aunt Miriam, there was a sex scene in it, and my mother got flabbergasted because she didn't want me watching that stuff, so she started fast forwarding it, and it looked even more funnier, and more attention was drawn to it. So it winded up being a funny situation instead of an awkward situation of a mother and her younger son looking at a sex scene together in a movie. Um, so after that, she was very um, up on trying to find out if there's any scenes like that in any of these other movies I was watching or wanted to watch. And for the most part, like I don't really remember watching them for like, hey, listen, if there was a set of boobs in the movie, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that. But I do know that when it came to horror movies, I was more interested in the killing, and I know that sounds awkward as hell, uh, saying I was more interested in killing than seeing boobs, but for horror movies anyway, that was the whole reason why I was watching horror movies to be scared and stuff like that. And one of the first ones I was scared of was Nightmare on Elm Street, and I'd had some good nightmares on about Freddy Krueger. The first few were good. Um, well, the second one was weird because like Freddy Krueger came back, but wasn't any. It wasn't like the original girl Nancy. They were concentrating on some other guy. Then in the third one was I want to say Dream Warriors was the third one, where I was dealing with some of the kids that lived on Elm Street, and yeah. So if you're unfamiliar with Freddy Krueger, he was hunted down by a group of parents and accused of being creepy with little kids, and so they burnt him alive. And then, as revenge, he came back, and the children, their children's dreams to kill him. And once you die in the dream, you die in real life. And that first movie, there was some really cool uh, scenes. One scene was this girl getting killed, and she was like up on the ceiling and getting thrown around and stuff like that. They thought the boyfriend did it, obviously, because the boyfriend was in the room. And who's going to believe that she was just floating in the air, getting stabbed or sliced or whatever like that? But that was a good kill. And Freddy Krueger became so popular over the years that they wound up even doing a Freddy versus Jason movie. Uh, I think Jason, I think might have just barely won that, or it wound up being even Stevens between them. I think they wound up both killing each other. They weren't going to really have a clear cut winner. But yeah, I have a cousin named Freddie who, growing up, was Freddy Krueger for a few years straight because of the name. He was Fernando, but we called him Freddy, and so he was Freddy Krueger for a few years straight. Um, but Freddy Krueger wasn't necessarily like he kind of started uh, my intrigue and interest in in like Halloween movies, scary movies, and what horror movies, I guess you could call them. That started it, but I'd have to say, though, out of all the years, my favorite franchise of horror movies, when you're thinking of the major ones anyway, is Halloween, the Michael Myers franchise. Um, I just love the first few of them. The third one, it was a weird one too, where it was a kind of a standalone movie, but they did try to connect it, but it wasn't really connected. Um, but the first two I liked a lot because there was no real explanation on why he did what he did as a child, and then when he spent all those years in a mental institution, he then uh, just decided to go after Laurie Strode, his other sister, and so that was the premise of it. And I think Jamie Lee Curtis did a really great job during that time. Um, I think everyone who's into these type of movies knows that The Mask was originally modeled after William Shatner's face. That's kind of like uh, known unknown fact about the movie. Um, they showed Michael's face only once in the movie, and then he put the mask back on. Uh, yeah, I just thought it was really good because no matter what you would do to him, he just kept coming. At least like with Freddy Krueger or what have you. Yeah, they kept coming, but it felt like to me Michael Myers had scared me more than Freddy Krueger did initially, and then Jason from the Friday the 13th movies kind of is kind of like on the same level of as Michael Myers, and Jason, the Friday the 13th movie, is Chrissy's favorite horror franchise out of the bigger ones. Um, a quick little side note about Friday the 13th. Well, a lot of Chrissy and I know I learned a lot of stuff from Chrissy about one of the actors who played Jason. His name is Kane Hodder. But when they made Friday the 13th game, they were having a Kickstarter campaign where if you did $10,000 towards the game, they would make you one of the characters in the game. And I happen to know somebody who did that, and he's in the game, so I kind of know someone. I mean, we met through social media and stuff. I'm not saying like we hang out and get crazy and burn down the town together, but yeah, I just happen to know someone that one of the characters was based off of in the game, and I always thought that was pretty cool.
If you look him up on Facebook, his name is Bugsy Hoffa, and he runs this Black Diamond Mafia label. And he also does music, and he's getting there. He's getting there with the music too. So keep an eye on him for sure. But maybe I'll put him in uh, the description. I'll leave his link in the description, maybe in the chat down below. But yeah, those were some of the horror franchises that I wound up loving as a kid. Classics, and then you always got the other uh, classic horror movies from back in the day, like Frankenstein, The Wolfman. Those type of movies are always entertaining. Um, I would have one of my favorite movies, though. I would have to say, is from a kid, being from my childhood, is Monster Squad, and I've recently watched Monster Squad. I think it was on Amazon, and yeah, I watched that a couple of weeks ago. And basically, it's all the classic movie monsters coming to town to try to take over the town. You got um, Wolfman, you got the Lagoon Creature, you have um, Dracula, these type of characters coming, and these group of kids called the Monster Squad take down all these monsters in town and save the day. What's going on, Fernando? What's going on, brother, man? How you been? How's work? How's the kid? How's it going, brother? I hope it's all going good, man. I hope it's all going good. I thank you for stopping by. It means a lot to us here at Tully Television. You are definitely a regular. You've been stopping by for such a long time. I love it. And I hope that I find you in good spirits today, my friend. I hope I find you in good spirits. Definitely good, good. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm just sitting here, doing this thing. What's your favorite horror movie, Fernando? What do you like watching during Halloween? There's this one movie. I'm gonna break it out next year. Not next year. Break it out next week. Thanksgiving. It's about a killer turkey. Okay. But it's entertaining. Saw. Saw, yes, yes. That is definitely an awesome franchise. That first Saw movie was crazy how it ended. I just remember when he got up at the end, everyone in the theater was just like, what the hell? Like, getting nuts because it was like so, like, no one thought he was alive. Halloween, yep. And we're just talking about that a few minutes ago, too. That's my favorite, too. Um, Michael Myers is always uh, up there. I don't know if you've seen the beginning of the stream there, Fernando. I was wearing this goofy shit. Yeah, right. You didn't expect the old man to get up in the middle of the floor like that near the end of the movie. It was pretty wild. And then, all those movies afterwards, I'd have to say Jigsaw was definitely, I know, right? If you go back later on, if you want, I had it on for a couple of minutes, just cutting up and stuff a little bit, trying to be silly, you know. But yeah, Michael Myers is great. Saw is great. I'm going to show you guys a DVD next week of Thanksgiving, and you know, Jigsaw was for real though, because you almost can understand. Um, I don't know. It just was pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy, man. Did you wind up watching any of that draft there, buddy boy? And how do what do you think about all that? What do you think about the draft? He doesn't play. You did. Will you like how it went? Did you like where Becky Lynch is on Raw now? Charlotte's back on SmackDown. Gonna get when is that Crown Jewel? When is Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel is when? I feel like that's soon. Or did that happen already? Probably. I think that might be in a couple of weeks. October 21st. Sorry, yes, so that is in a couple of weeks. What do you think about that? What do you think's going to happen in there? I think that I almost feel like I think that yeah, I think Lesnar might win. I think Lesnar might win. But at the same time, at the same time, they might just have Reigns win this. This is definitely one of those iffy ones where they can go either way, even until the last minute before the match even starts. Because if Roman beats Brock, then that's a big win. And then if they do Brock wins at Survivor Series, which is in November, and then you do the last match at Royal Rumble, so you can get three matches out of that. Drew might turn heel. It's about time. It's about time. He's been a babyface for a few years. I feel bad for Drew McIntyre because of the fact that when he was champion, it was during the empty arena era, so he never really got the cheers and the hoorays and stuff. But I'm glad that he was able to, win the WWE title and stuff like that. I just, if he's going to turn heel, then go all the way with it. Have him be a snot, like a really, badass, and have him win the Universal title down the road. Because you can maybe have, after the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing, you can have it where Drew wins it at WrestleMania, and kind of be the bad guy there in the sense. No, that's what I'm thinking. Uh, but we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking about catching this Crown Jewel and seeing how that goes. Um, I know a lot of people don't like them going to Saudi Arabia, but oh well, in a way. It's people do what they are going to do, and Vince wants that $1 billion from the Saudi Arabian government, the king, so to speak. because that's who runs it, is a king. And yeah, if that's where they want to do their show, let them do their show there. But ugh, you know. But before I go on, for anyone who comes across the stream, I left a link to Eternally Grateful Seas's Instagram profile. If you guys are interested in uh, buying uh, fall or fall ornaments such as wreaths, you'll find them there. Some really well crafted wreaths are on her page, and SmackDown doesn't have that many champions. You're right, but yeah, check out Eternally Grateful Seas on Instagram if you're looking for wreaths and other related decorations. All handmade and very beautiful. I think that SmackDown. Well, with SmackDown, we're gonna probably get some change up there. Uh, there's probably gonna be. They should put the 24/7 title over there. To be honest with you, I think that would be pretty funny. Did I see the Candyman reboot? No, actually, I didn't, Fernando. I wanted to see that. I have yet to see that. How was it? Did you see it? Did you see the Candyman reboot? Candyman, 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 grab me by the hand, Candyman. Stupid. I'm stupid. How was it though? Was it good? Was Candyman good? All right, all right, all right. Definitely gonna check it out. Definitely gonna check it out. Another movie I seen. I just finished watching it today, and then before I get into the other movie, I seen The Many Saints of Newark today, and that's like a prequel movie to The Sopranos. Very excellent movie. Check it out. Check it out. The Many Saints of Newark. Sick. It was sick. Some good kills and stuff in that. Did he still have like the hook hand? The Candyman still have the hook hand there, Fernando? Let's see. Let's see, baby, baby. Yeah? All right. All right. Yes. That was one of my favorite parts about Candyman is that hook hand where it is crazy. And in the original Candyman, I learned that the actor who played Candyman had in the contract um, that every time he got stung by a bee, he got an X amount of money, and he wound up getting stung like 100 times. So he literally made like hundreds of thousands of dollars just being bitten by bees, or stung by bees, or whatever, however you want to call it, or tens of thousands of dollars or something just from that. I forget what the amount was, but every time, yeah, he had it in the contract that every time he got stung by a bee, he would get an X amount of money, and not like $1 or $5, like thousands of dollars, because these movies, they take weeks to, some of them take weeks or months to film. So, and he had like bees in his mouth, he had bees all over the place. So don't know how you were not going to get stung by bees. And yeah, yeah, that was pretty interesting to know about that. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out this new Candyman reboot. I'd be interested in seeing that. I like the guy Peele who did was it Peele, Jordan Peele, or was it the other guy? The guy who made it, the guy who made the movie, I like his stuff. I thought Get Out was good. I thought Us was good. So we'll see if he um, does anything else after this. But definitely we'll keep try to catch that. Um, nice, nice. I love movies like that where I'm like just like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Oh my god. So Fernando, where how's like your son doing? Is your son doing good and everything? What you guys have been up to lately? How's work been? Been doing all right with that stuff? I hope that you've been doing good, man. Christy and I were just actually talking about you last night in a good way. Good, good, good. I'm I was telling Chrissy how we used to watch a lot of wrestling back in the day. You used to come up when I was living on 82nd Street, and you were living across the street. You'd come up from Monday Night Raw, and then you used to hang out a little bit with me and my mom, and then sometimes I would go over and hang out with you in your apartment across the street. Chrissy's good. Chrissy's good. Being a pain in my ass as always. Love you, babe. Yeah, Chrissy's good, man. Just same old here. Not really too nuts. Nothing too crazy. Just trying to do what we need to do to get by. Getting ready for Christmas. You know, that's going to be here sooner than we know it. And yeah, yeah. Chrissy and I just celebrated our 8-year anniversary. We've been together for 8 years. But yeah, man, I miss you, Fernando. I miss you, you goofy butt. I'm sorry that there was a time we didn't really. Uh, I'm sorry there was a time I didn't really stay in contact with you, man, and uh, I'm glad that we're back in contact now. I just realized, too, you literally are you and Joey Lucania are literally the oldest friends I still keep in contact with on some sort of level from back in that day. I think you and I have known each other like over 30 years, and I know Joey and the sisters for about the same time. I think I think that when we were all hanging out, I think that was like 30 years ago. When we would hang out with Joey and then uh, the sister Jennifer, because they were twins, they were the same age, and the oldest sister Danielle, who was few years older than us. Louise too, though. Louise from up the street too. I've known her this just about the same amount of time as you. You guys. I just really haven't kept in contact with anybody else there from that neighborhood. I remember a kid named Charles there, and I remember this kid Frankie and this kid Alberto, I think, or Albert. Those are like the only three other kids I remember from that neighborhood, and I haven't spoken to them since I moved from there 20 whatever years ago now. So I can't even really call them friends anymore. And the one friend I had, Walter, I haven't really spoken to him in many, many, many years, so I don't even know how he's been. Uh, Talked to some people from high school, still, but yeah, definitely you, Joey, and the two sisters I've known for forever, and it's pretty crazy how long we've actually known each other, and it'd be super cool to get together one time, just for old time's sake, and just I have to say, you and I have had some good times, but Joey and I one time. I guess we can speak about. I can speak about this now, being it's been like 30 plus years ago, 35 years ago, whatever it is. Whenever eighth grade was, um, him and I had cut school. All right, when my mother was at work, and we were just hanging out in the house. Smoking cigarettes that we snuck from our mothers, and I, my goofy ass decided to start throwing eggs out the window because I would just say that I don't know, I was at school or whatever, and I threw this one egg, and it hit the way it hit the window. The egg hit the window, all right, and it cracked open, and the yolk part kept going forward. I don't know how that happened. I like stayed there. It stayed suspended for a few seconds, and then it left. It was just such a weird way that it cracked open, and hung there. And all I know is I hear someone yelling up, "Stop throwing eggs," or something like that. And we wound up ducking inside the window or whatever, and decided to not do that anymore for the day because I don't want to get caught playing hooky. But I don't endorse playing hooky, guys. I just, uh, you know how we are when we're kids. We think we're a little badasses doing this or that, and uh, thinking we're cool when we're just being silly kids. But I remember you and I doing goofy shit too. Yes, yes. You and I would do a lot of goofy shit too, man. All three of us would do goofy shit together. Would go and fucking tag, go tagging. Um, I have to say though, I'm pretty impressed with you, Fernando, because at the time you were trying to graduate high school early, and you were doing it by yourself because your dad was working a lot. You were kind of like basically living on your own since you're a teenager, like a young teenager. You're basically like living on your own, and your father was out a lot with work and stuff, and you pretty much had to rely on your wits, and you did it. You graduated high school early, and then you got to, being that adult and stuff like that, and impressed with you, man. You did a good job. You did a good job back then, and you're doing a great job now, Fernando. And I just think that, you know, I just think that you're a good dude, and I hope that um, you're as happy to know me as I am to know you, man. But no, thank you, man. Thank you. You always. I, I had to laugh to myself because you were always not in a bad way, but a hound dog in a good way. Um, you somehow, some way, always found me. You, thank you. You somehow, some way, always found me, and were always curious about how my brother and sister were doing. You always asked about how my mom was doing. Uh, we may not have even talked for years, but you still somehow was able to find me and reconnect with each other, and that's amazing too. So I'm glad that we're able to stay in contact on and off during the years like that. Um, they're very dope, very dope. Um, so I just want to thank you again for being in my life, man. It means a lot to me. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for the week. I'm probably gonna talk more Halloween and horror stuff next week too. Have some DVDs that I'll share to you guys what I have. I'm hoping to finish up this movie called *Malignant* by tomorrow, so I can do a little review on that. Anytime, Fernando. Anytime. Yeah, so I can do a little movie review of *Malignant* for next week's stream. That's really good so far. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for stopping by, commenting, sharing, being involved. It means a lot to everyone here at Tully Television. Um, Without you guys coming by and watching, uh, this channel would just be me speaking to the air, I guess. um, like I said, though, only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. um, Keep it coming, guys. Keep the love coming. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Uh, until next time, peace, Snookums.